Your AirPods are about to get way smarter, thanks to a major new firmware update that Apple will be launching in September that would bring 6 major new features. I've already tried these features out thanks to the developer beta firmware, so here's everything new coming to your AirPods very soon. But first, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, DreamyTech. DreamyTech, the premium smart home appliances brand, launched their new Dreamy R20 cordless vacuum to help you quickly clean up any mess with ease thanks to its versatile range of accessories. More on the Dreamy R20 later in this video. And now, back to the video, with the first new feature being adaptive audio. And this one is exclusive to the 2nd gen AirPods Pros, likely due to them being the only AirPods to have that new H2 chip. But okay, what does adaptive audio actually do? Well, up until now, the AirPods Pros had 3 modes. You had your default mode, then the active noise cancelling mode, and then the transparency mode, which used the microphones from the AirPods to actively pass the ambient noise from the outside to your ears, sort of giving you the impression that you weren't even wearing them. These modes were fine indoors, but outdoors, they each had their own problem. Noise cancelling just cancels out way too much noise, so when you're outside on a walk or a run, that can be very dangerous, as if you're not careful, you can actually get hit by a cyclist or a car. In fact, there are many reports of people getting seriously injured or even killed due to them wearing noise-canceling headphones. So what I often do is I simply use transparency mode outdoors. But the problem with that is, well, all the loud traffic noises come through, which does affect my listening session. Well, now there might be a solution with this new latest firmware update, as we now have a 4th mode called adaptive audio. And this essentially combines transparency mode with the noise cancelling mode into a single one that dynamically adjusts based on your environment. The idea is that you can just go out on your walk or run, and by default, noise cancelling will be on. So you won't get any of that traffic noise, but if a car honks at you, transparency mode will be instantly enabled and you'll be able to hear that honk. By default, this now replaces the transparency mode in the audio toggle on your AirPods, so if you hold the stem once, you'll enable noise cancelling, and if you hold it again, you'll enable adaptive audio rather than transparency. However, you can't actually change this from the AirPods settings, or you can simply manually choose between these 4 modes on your iPhone. With adaptive audio having this weird disco-like magical button that also plays this sparkles sound effect when you enable it, I really hope that Apple changes this in the final version. It's just really weird. So the idea is good, but personally, I just couldn't get it to work properly. Like, I've seen some people saying that it works really well, but for me, there was no difference between adaptive audio and transparency mode when no music was playing. And then when I played some music, I did cancel out slightly more noise than transparency mode, but nothing close to the actual noise cancelling mode. I am hoping that a future firmware update does improve it. The second new feature is called Conversation Awareness. If you've ever used Samsung Galaxy Buds before, this is actually quite similar, where once they detect that you're speaking to someone, they will lower the music volume and automatically enable transparency mode without you having to do that manually or take one of your AirPods out. And I gotta say, it actually works quite well. It does only work when you start talking rather than when someone starts talking to you, likely as it relies on the accelerometer for this. The downside to using the accelerometer is that when you hum or even when you cough, it will actually enable conversation awareness. Maybe a future firmware update will address this. But yeah, once you start talking, it's gonna gradually decrease the volume of the music that's playing and also enable transparency mode. And once you stop talking, after 2 to 3 seconds or so, it will gradually increase the music volume and turn back noise cancelling. Some of you might be wondering, why not just simply hold the stem to enable transparency mode when you're talking to someone? Isn't that just, better? Well, like I said, conversation awareness also lowers the volume of your music, which transparency does not, and it is also, of course, automatic. So yeah, pretty cool feature, it works great, it's just a shame that it only works on the 2nd gen AirPods Pros, likely something to do with that H2 chip again. But you know what works on any surface? You're right. The DreamyTech R20 cordless vacuum is a great cordless hoover to keep your house or office clean. Their super useful LED illuminators on the brush help you spot any kind of debris with ease. With its large variety of attachments, the R20 becomes incredibly versatile, able to safely get crumbs of devices, flex under sofas, reach up high, and even get animal hair off of any surface thanks to its 190 air-watt suction power. The Dreamy R20's smart door detection, shown on its LED color screen, automatically changes its suction based on the amount of dirt that the vacuum detects. Plus, you get effortless maintenance thanks to its washable multi-layer filter system, which is super easy to take apart and clean. Get the Dreamy R20 today by using the link below, and with a promo code ZONEofTECH30, you also get 30% off until June the 27th. And now, back to the video, with a third new feature that actually applies to all the AirPods models this time, as long as you have iOS 17 installed. Ever since iOS 8 back in 2014, we've had the ability to activate Siri without holding the power button, by simply saying, "Hey, Siri." Initially, you had to have your iPhone plugged in, but then after the iPhone 6s, thanks to its Apple M9 coprocessor, leave a comment if you guys remember the M9, but yeah, after the M9, you could simply just say, "Hey Siri," and it would just work all the time. Well, now this is about to change again, as you can now simply just say, "Siri," to interact with her. And indeed, it works pretty well. It worked almost every single time I tested it, with some very few exceptions, which I'm pretty sure will get fixed in future software updates. Oh, and in case you're wondering, you can still say, "Hey Siri," and that would work. And if somehow you named your cat Siri, well, you can actually revert back to the "Hey Siri" command. The next new feature is called Mute Unmute, and this works on any AirPods model that has a stem or a physical control. So that means the AirPods Pros 2nd and 1st gen, the 3rd gen AirPods, and the AirPods Maxes. So while you're in a call, you can simply press the stem or the crown on the AirPods Maxes to mute or unmute yourself. Previously, you had to do this from the iPhone directly by tapping on the mute button, but now you can do it directly from your AirPods. Oh, and in case you're wondering what happens when you hold the stem, well, it simply activates noise cancelling or adaptive audio. The next new feature is called Personalized Volume, and just like conversation awareness, you have this extra toggle in the AirPods settings, and you can use this to enable it or disable it. And the idea here is that it automatically adjusts the volume based on how you tend to listen to your AirPods. For example, if when you're at home, you have noise cancelling on and you tend to listen at a lower volume, but then when you go out for a run, you enable transparency mode and you increase the volume, it would actually know when and how to adjust it based on that usage of yours. Now, I couldn't get this to work. It may be that it takes a couple of days to calibrate and learn your usage, or maybe even a few weeks, or it could simply be that it doesn't work right now on the first beta. But at least that's the main idea of it. And then we have a number of improvements to automatic switching, allowing your AirPods to not only connect your iPhone faster, but also switch to your other Apple devices faster. Connecting my AirPods Pro 2s to my iPhone 14 Pro definitely felt faster than before, as it was pretty much instant. I wasn't able to test auto switching on my MacBook, iPad, and Apple Watch, as I don't have the betas installed on those machines. In fact, this isn't even my actual iPhone 14 Pro, this is just a test iPhone, as I don't really like using betas on my actual devices due to bugs and glitches. Now, to take advantage of this faster auto switching, Apple claims that you need to have an iPhone XS or newer, so iOS 17, as those are the oldest supported devices, alongside the 2nd gen AirPods Pros. Again, it is quite of a shame that they are again restricting this feature to the 2nd gen AirPods Pros only. It could be because of that H2 chip again, or because of the Bluetooth 5.3 standard, although it is likely that the H2 chip is the reason, as the iPhone XS, for example, only comes with Bluetooth 5.0 and does support this faster switching. All of these new features will officially be launching in September with iOS 17. Now, if you do want to try them early, you do need to be a registered developer, which you can now sign up for free, or you can wait for the public iOS 17 beta in July. Once you've signed up for the developer account, you should be able to install the beta from your iPhone settings. After that, simply download Xcode on your Mac, connect your iPhone to it in order to enable developer mode on your iPhone. Here, simply scroll down until you see the AirPods testing page and simply enable the pre-release beta program for the AirPods that you want to test. After this, simply make sure that your AirPods are in your case, charged, and close to your iPhone, and they will automatically update. If you see a firmware version that starts with a 6, that's the new one. If you see a 5, that's the older one. In my case, it took about close to an hour to update, so yeah, just be patient and it should work. Other than this big software update, we might see some new AirPods Maxes in September or October with the H2 chip to match the AirPods Pros, as well as some updated cases for the regular AirPods and the Pros with USB Type-C. Speaking of AirPods cases, if you want to protect your AirPods, Insignia is offering a really nice looking silicone case that also gets you 3 free months of Apple Fitness Plus and 4 free months of Apple Music. Check out the link below if you're curious about it, and while doing so, you'll also be supporting the channel. Stay tuned for more Apple news and updates. I'm Daniel, ZONEofTECH, and I'll see you guys in the next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out. Cheers.